folks okay if we go ahead and get started?
Sure.
If at any point we achieve quorum, we will start handling actual votes and business. But in the meantime, we could at least have conversations. And also if anyone's here, because I want to talk to the Finance Committee, I want to be sure that they have the time to do so. So welcome everyone. Tonight is Monday, May 18th, 2020. It is 6:08 p.m. This is the Town of Halifax Finance Committee. We're being recorded by Zoom. On tonight's agenda, budgets, wage and personnel recommendations, reserve fund transfers / line item transfers, acceptance of minutes, correspondence, public participation calendar, and as may arise. Now, as a reminder, we're not in quorum. If anytime we go into quorum, we can do things like the meeting minutes and other items that might need votes. So I guess for right now, we can have a general, see if there's any general updates on budgets from Charlie and or Sandy.
I have nothing, no updates at this time.
We're going to get the Pam and Sandy and such are still working on getting the warrant out. We're trying to get it out of here, obviously. We know, we have the message in there saying that everything's subject to change, and I'll just, so whatever goes, even if, Article 4 goes the way it is what it is for the time being. We know, not that it's fiction, but we also know that it's not going to be the version that is brought to town meeting one way or the other. I'm hoping, when we get to the point where we get to a town meeting, that we'll do, not necessarily it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility, but we'll do more publicity and have an updated version available before town meeting for people to see before they show up at the door, whenever that is.
Yeah, I'd be happy too to help. Like if we have the option to do like a quick PowerPoint, not that people want to be bored to death, but if there's any extra sort of additional education that I think we could do for folks, especially in this climate, I think it'd be worthwhile, and we'll probably have the time to do those kinds of things, or at least to circulate them and take a look. So I think it could be beneficial. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but like I said, we don't have to put together like a 50 slide PowerPoint or anything like that, but just like some overview of how Prop 2.5 works, how we're spending from different accounts, what stabilization is, what free cash is, that kind of stuff, which I know we have that kind of glossary that we give them, but maybe just to sort of reinforce it in person at the town meeting. Next up, wage and personnel recommendations. We didn't have a wage and personnel meeting last week, but we're on the calendar for every Thursday afternoon moving forward. So what was brought last week, the last time we met in terms of wage and personnel recommendations is all that has been done so far. So Finance Committee has been fully updated on what wage and personnel has up to this point. Reserve fund transfers and line item transfers. Linda, did we get anything in?
We don't have any.
Okay. Acceptance of minutes we have to table because we're not in quorum. Correspondence. I don't know if anyone happened to see anything in the mailbox. I don't remember anything coming in other than the budget update. And thank you, Linda, for sending that along.
You're welcome. There was nothing in the mailbox. The only thing you did, I think I'll get through email, was the email from Scott as far as whether they were pulling articles or not pulling articles or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. It feels like a lifetime ago, but it was only like a week ago. So just to sort of recap for everyone, we received an email from Scott and the building committee that said that they wanted to prioritize the Pope's Tavern roof, and that they had seen that we had voted to fund both the vapor barrier and the overhead doors. We thought the vapor barrier, we thought that the overhead doors were their #1 priority. So we said, let's fund that in the articles, and then we'll leave the overhead. We asked for, I think, an estimate on the vapor barrier. It turns out it's the other way around, that they really need to prioritize the vapor barrier. I just communicated and I CC'd the Finance Committee on it that, that was our misinterpretation of what the priorities were, but that we were still wanting to try to fund the most urgent needs of theirs. And we understood why they were trying to, save where they could to pay for the Pope's Tavern roof project, but that if the vapor barrier was that much of a need, that we wanted to be able to fund that as well. Charlie, have you heard anything? I didn't get anything back from Sky. I offered to talk on the phone and stuff, but I didn't hear anything. I don't know if you heard any updates from him or anyone from building.
For the building committee, no, about the roof or about the other expenditures?
Either or any, sorry.
No, so nothing on the roof. And really, I think, I mean, I know that Scott had done a couple emails last week about priorities and such. I think you CC'd on them, right?
I saw the one. That's all I saw.
Let me look.
Okay. Yeah, the one I saw, I thought originally the whole finance committee had seen. I replied to, and then you forwarded it to all of us, and I copied and pasted my reply to the whole finance committee so everyone could see what I wrote back.
Yeah, I mean, Scott, the last one I have from Scott was sent to you on the 13th, so Wednesday.
That
You
sounds
know,
great.
and that they, as you said, the vapor barrier is the first thing that needs to be done.
Yeah. And that was, yeah, I said we had in our notes that we had that we thought doors were priority number one, but they said vapor barrier is priority one.
Yeah, and the door, and they're saying the doors, he mentioned, we're losing money in the long, since I was asked to pick one article, we had the engineering done on the doors that need to be replaced and found out the cost is, of course, more than originally thought. I hadn't updated anyone on that because I figured it was off the table for this year, so no one to bring it up to now. If we were down to one thing, I would still strongly recommend the insulation vapor barrier. That being said, I talked to Bertie and spoke with the members of the committee. We all agreed that none of the articles are absolutely necessary for this year's town meeting. On the other hand, I mean, the whole point of, it sounds weird as if nothing else is going on, obviously, but the stuff that needs to get repaired still needs to be repaired because it doesn't get any better. It gets worse and we spend even more money.
Right.
So if, again, it depends on what's available from the free cash or any other sources we're using for capital projects. But I would, if we have the money and this is high enough on the priority list, then yeah, the vapor barrier should be there. He said, the only item we're still diligently trying to get numbers on is the roof. It's something we really shouldn't wait another year. Let me know if you need anything else from me. But of course, what we need is from him because we need, well, ultimately, I told him, ultimately we need bids in hand to go to town meeting. Given what happened with the fire suppression system with the school, we don't want to go there and let's say ask for the 250 and then a month later say, oops, we need 300 or whatever the number is. And at the same time, if we came in with what we thought was an inflated number, I think it would be rightfully challenged at town meeting. Well, where's your bid? Why didn't you go out to bid? Where are the specs? I don't see us meeting on June 15th right now, even after the governor's directives, simply because even though town meeting is exempt from the gatherings of 10, you look at all the other guidance for meetings and large meetings or anything, they're certainly not recommending anybody have a meeting to the extent that we're talking about, let alone that we won't have, it's unlikely we're going to get the state budget. So Scott and the building committee still have some time. I don't know, I hope that they're putting enough of a fire underneath the engineer to get the specs done so we can go out to bid, which takes, let's say, a month to do. Maybe what I can do is I'll leave Scott another note and say, look, we'll translating from you all is we'll certainly be considering the vapor barrier. It's still on the warrant. It's still there when we'll get there, but the roof is what we really need. And is there even a date from the engineer as to when they're going to actually be able to deliver the specs?
Yeah. That would be perfect if you don't mind doing that. So we'll just check. Linda sent a message that Drew is going to hop in on his phone. So I just want to check. Drew, are you on yet?
I don't see him, but he just asked me for the Zoom ID, so he's hopefully
Okay.
getting on in a second.
Okay.
Do we have any new numbers for the schools now that they've voted the tier 1 and tier 2 cuts?
No, they're meeting, I think later this week. I just got a Silver Lake notice that I needed to post. Let me see.
Because I know they had to tell all the
They're
people
meeting
that potentially
Thursday.
had been laid off had we told by Friday. So, what was that, Charlie?
They're meeting Thursday at 6. I'm looking at their list here. They're going to have an executive session with the teachers again, but then they have, let me look, financial discussion, COVID emergency update, remote learning. I don't really see a specific thing saying we're going to vote on a new budget, if that's what we're looking for, unless they're going to try and do it under new business.
Yeah, I'm just kind of, I mean, I've been going through their documentation. There's like, it's $1 million in cuts here. So it's kind of like, how does that, what I was trying to get to is that off of their proposed budget, or is that,
I think it's off their proposed budget.
yeah. So it's like basically almost what we gave them last year.
No.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I don't have a document from them. So, okay, let me write this down too. I can contact Jill and see, is there a new budget now that they've made those cuts?
Right.
An official budget with new assessments and everything like that.
Because I know they had to notify all the teachers on Friday of the potential of the layoff. So they had to notify the individual. And I know they voted on tier 1 and tier 2 cuts last Thursday, but I'm like, I haven't seen a number or like a final number. I can sit here and add up everything, but I'm like, well, what's your final number?
Okay, so we have, we'll hold off then on, well, public participation. Does anyone who's not a member of the finance committee have any questions or want to talk about anything with the finance committee?
So Drew's just looking for Charlie to see if you can forward him or me, and I can forward it to him. I'm communicating to him through email, a link for the Zoom meeting, because he's on his phone and he doesn't have a link with him. I gave him the meeting ID, but he said he needs the link.
Sorry, let me see what I can do here.
Okay.
Dee.
Sorry, Linda.
No worries. Thank you for communicating with him and get him online. In terms of calendar, I believe we reserved all the Monday nights except for Memorial Day. So our next, the 25th is Memorial Day. So then, is it okay with everyone if we go ahead and just save each of the Monday nights in June at 6 p.m. And then if we don't have anything pressing, we can always call the meeting off if we need to. But that would be June 1st, Monday, June 1st, Monday, June 8th, Monday, June 15th, Monday, June 22nd, and Monday, June 29th. And like I said, we'll just hold that time as long as it's okay with everyone, and we can cancel as needed.
Good.
Thank you, folks. Hey, Drew, how you doing?
Good.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, now that we have quorum, I think we're all caught up on meeting minutes, but if we're not, someone please yell at me.
So we just have last week's.
Okay. Let me pull those up.
I think I sent them out last Thursday, I think.
Thursday. From Linda. Usually I save them all in my inbox and I didn't, and I think that's why I'm a little messed up. Linda, if you're on, could you mind just forwarding me another one? I don't have it in my inbox, and I could have it could have just like accidentally gotten deleted when I was deleting something else.
Sure, give me a second.
Sorry
I'll
about
look at my sent emails.
Thank you.
No problem. Right now, I just can't connect to my desktop at work, so I'm just looking at
Yeah.
what they have in here.
Yeah, I just searched all my emails, and I'm thinking like, I fat thumbed it when I was trying to delete something else.
Yeah, I think I got it right here. Hold on one second.
Thank you. So just Drew, just to 'cause I think you were logging on when I was saying it. We're gonna hold each Monday night in June at 6 p.m. for a meeting. Just in case we need to do something, we'll hold that time. So the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th are all the Monday nights in June. We'll hold the 6 p.m. meeting time in each of those Monday nights.
Okay, I'm usually out by then.
Okay.
All right, I'm sending it to you right now, Melinda.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Thank you again, Linda, for the minutes. So we have the meeting minutes from Monday, May 11th, 2020. Committee members present were Melinda Tarsi, Bill McAvoy, Cheryl Zarella Burke, and Fred McGovern. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at the meeting minutes? I'll entertain a motion then to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, May 11th, 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, May 11th, 2020.
Do we have a second? Cheryl seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those abstaining? Okay. Thank you again, Linda, for doing that. Charlie and or Sandy, anything under as may arise that you need us to do now that we have quorum?
No, I can just, I'll repeat, we're working on the warrant, we'll get out of here. And we know it's subject to change.
Yeah, I have nothing else.
Okay, thank you. I'll just do one last call for public participation in case anyone wants to chat. Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 6:26 p.m.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:26 p.m.
So moved. Do we have a second? Cheryl seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Aye.